R. Sarasu is an assistant head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Dhanalakshmi Srinivasan College of Engineering and Technology, Mamallapuram, Chennai. She has 7 years of teaching experience for undergraduate and postgraduate students. She has also served as head of the Department of Information and Technology for 2 years. She has been teaching in the area of data structures, computer architecture, design and analysis of algorithm, internet programming, advanced computer architecture, information security, soft computing, system software, web technology, and advanced Java programming. She has attended various workshops and many faculty development programs. She has also presented papers in national and international conferences. She has comprehensive problem-solving ability and good communication skill with a strong inclination for teaching. Her research interests are web data mining, web data extraction, and semantic information retrieval.
Welcome to UGC lecture series in computer science. Today we are going to see series of lectures on web technology, semester 6, paper 15. Unit 3 covers DHTML, event handling, types of events, types of objects, cookies, etc. So today outline of this program are event handling, JavaScript event handling in DHTML, types of events, and how to validate the data entered by the web page, that is form validation. First, what is meant by events? Whenever the user clicks the tag or clicks any type of buttons or any type of controls inside the form, something to be happen. So that is called as events. So the web page may contains controls, paragraph, divisions, that is elements. It can contains any number of elements or any number of tags. Whenever the user click on that, some dynamic action should be taken. So to handle such type of events, we are going in for event handling in scripting. So JavaScript allows scripts to respond to the user interaction and modify the web page according to the event specified. So this is the purpose of event handling, and it makes the web applications or web page which we are creating as more dynamic. So it makes the web applications more dynamic and interactive, which is not a feature present in HTML. This makes the user to move interactive and user friendly and reduces the server workload. So the interactions are, since we are validating the form inside the client side itself, in the client side itself we are validating the data entered by the client, not on the server. So these type of advantages are present in DHTML, that is in event handling and form validations. So generally speaking, what is meant by event driven programming? So let us see what is meant by event driven programming. So programming paradigms in which the flow of the program is determined by the events. There is a button present in the web page. When the user clicks on the button, what should be happen? So that is mouse clicks and key presses. So what is the event should be taken when user has done something. So then the control of the program got determined based upon the events, that is user has clicked which button, like that. So the control of the program depends upon the events which is specified in that web page, or when the user clicks any particular control on the web page. So the event handler, whenever the user has clicked something, some event should be happen. So who is responsible for determining which event has occurred, what should be done when the button is clicked? So event handler is a program, is a function which is used to determine what a user has pressed and what action to be taken when the user pressed this. So this type of handling are done by the function event handler. So event driven programming determines the flow of program, and all the events have been handled by event handler. So we have to register all the events first in event handler, and the event handler will take the decision based upon that. So whenever the event occurs, a code segment to be executed in response to a specific event is called as event handler. Event handler is named quite similar to the name of the event they handle. For example, if we click the mouse click, event should be occurred. and when we load the web page, onload event should be taken. So with the name of the type of event, we will name the events. Type of events occur. So for example, event handler for click event is onClick. So what is the syntax need to be embedded to indicate the events in the web page when we are creating the web page as a dynamic one? So any tag can be used to create the web page, or any elements or controls present in the HTML can be used to create the events. So for example, if you have the paragraph tag, we can also include the event for that. So the general syntax is HTML tag, event handler name, and JavaScript code to handle that event. Or the function should be called what action to be taken when this event occurs, or when the user presses something on the web page. So the HTML tag, event handler, what is the event handler, and the function should be called. For example, if onClick events to be happen in a paragraph tag, then it can be specified with HTML tag is replaced as paragraph tag, event handler should be onClick, and the function should be called to what should be happen when the user clicks the paragraph tag. So this type of events can be specified with the help of this syntax. What is the purpose or when the event will occur? So when the user clicks the mouse, or when the web page has loaded, or when the image has been loaded, or when the image has been clicked. So when mouse moves over the element in the sense tags or any controls, when input field is changed. For example, if we are designing a form with the text fields, button, etc., when the user has given some details wrongly, what action should be taken? So when the input field is changed. So this is also considered as an event in DHTML. And when HTML form is submitted, so when the data has been entered and submitted to the server, what action the server should respond, what it return back. So that type of events. And when a user strokes a key, when the user has pressed some key inside the keyboard, so what should be happen? So when the events will be occurring. So when the user clicks the mouse, or the user clicks the images present in the web page, or when the mouse moves over a particular elements, or when the data has been submitted. So all this kind of activities will be considered as events in event handling. What are all the events available in JavaScript to handle these events? So there are several events available in DHTML and they are given below. So we have onClick event and onload, mouse events, onFocus, onBlur, and onSubmit and reset events. What is meant by onClick event? When the mouse has been clicked on some particular element, some event should be occur. So the onClick event is used to handle this type of events, and onload event is used whenever the user page has been web page has been loaded, what action should be taken. Then onError event is a special type of event when the user has script has changed something wrong. The output is wrong, the user can catch that error, or we can error using this onError. So we can also determine the error present in the script by using this onError. Next, mouse events, on mouse over and on mouse move. So whenever the user is moving the mouse over any object or controls inside the web pages. So next is onFocus on onBlur event. These two things are used whenever we are creating the forms. So when the user are entering a value through the form, if the user has not given any value at for a particular field in a form, then the onFocus event should appear to indicate the user please enter the value. So onBlur is the same one. And then onSubmit and reset. So when the entire data has been submitted to the server, what action should be taken by the server is coming under onSubmit. And onReset is event, suppose the user has to reset all the values and to give the new values in the form, they can press the onReset button. So these are the types of events associated with event handling in JavaScript. So these are the inbuilt event. Let us see first event, onClick event. So generally speaking, this onClick event will occur when the mouse button is been clicked on any elements present in the web pages. So this event occurs when user clicks the specific item with the mouse. onClick event fires. JavaScript function is called when an object is a button. It can be a button, or it can be a radio button, reset button, or submit button. So whenever the user has pressed this button, then the event should be occur. The buttons can be a checkbox too, or an image. So whenever a mouse clicks over any type of elements or controls inside the web page, on-click events occurs. The controls can be a button, or the controls can be a checkbox or an image. So that has been specified here. So for example, see this script type equal to text bar JavaScript for para, event is equal to on click. So I am going to write a script code which handles the event on click for a tag para, for a paragraph element. So I am writing this code for this on click event. So whenever the user has pressed the particular paragraph, the alert message should be given. You clicked the text. So what the event handler should call this event to produce that or to determine which event occur and what the user has done. So let us execute the program for understanding purpose. So actually this program contains a text to be displayed, that is paragraph to be displayed. Whenever the user clicks on the paragraph, some message has been displaying, you have clicked the text. So the user has clicked the paragraph. So this is a mouse event, and this is a simple example where the paragraph has been clicked to determine the on click event such as mouse. So mouse is pressed by the user on this text, produce alert message, you clicked the text. So let us see the source code for this program. So here the function has been defined here, script type equal text bar JavaScript for the paragraph tag, and event to be handled is on click. So this is a event to be called. So whenever paragraph has been clicked, on click event should be called. So this is the ID of the paragraph para. So we are setting the on click event for the paragraph which has identifier para. So whenever the para has been clicked, it should produce a message you have clicked the paragraph. This is a basic example for on click event. So this has been illustrated in this line. So event equal to on click. So next type of event is on load. What is the purpose of on load? Whenever the user has whenever the user has loaded the page, what event should be occurred? So first one is when the mouse is pressed, what should be happen, and second on load is when the web page has been loaded or executed by the client, executed by the user, what should be happen? The entire web page should produce some action. So the on load event occurs whenever the element finishes loading successfully, or on load event can also occurs when the user enters or leaves the page, and it also gives a meta information about the web page. The meta information includes to check the visitor's browser type, browser version, and load the proper version of the web page based upon the information given in the script. So these are the basic examples, basic task of onload event. So how to specify the onload event? So body of the page to be loaded. So we have to give the tag inside the body. So body, onload, and the JavaScript which handles that event. Script which handles what type of action to be taken when the page is being loaded. So this is a basic syntax for onload event. Let us see a program for this. Execute the program for onload event. So when the web page is loaded, it is used to indicate this web page is loaded with some message. So the entire event is triggered when the page is loaded. So this is a basic example for onload event. Next type of events is mouse events. We have seen two types of events, and we will see the rest of events in a JavaScript after the break. Welcome back after the break. Before the break, we were discussing about the types of events in JavaScript. The next type of event is mouse events. So this mouse events has two parts. One is on mouse over and on mouse out. That is, whenever the user has pressed, move the mouse cursor over an object, what event should be occurred. So this type of event handling is done using this mouse events. So the on mouse over and on mouse out events can be used to trigger a function when the user moves over or out of an HTML element. So these events occur when mouse moves over the element present in the web page. So let us see the example. Ahref as an tag, that is to refer a file. Anchor, that is A is anchor, this is for link purpose, and on mouse over should be called. What is the status? Windows.status is equal to hello return true. That is, whenever user moves over that link, some status should be updated in the status bar of the IE, that is Internet Explorer, that is hello message should be displayed. So this is a event should be displayed by the mouse over event by the JavaScript. That is, whenever the user presses the mouse or moves a mouse over the link which is embedded in the web page, some message should be displayed in the status bar of the IE, not in the web page, in the status bar at the IE. So Windows.status indicates the window where the output is being displayed. The status bar there, the hello message will be returned as a event. So let us see an example for understanding purpose. So I am having an element. So whenever I am moving the mouse over this, the mouse is moved, is being displayed, and whenever the mouse is taken out from that particular element, the message is displaying as mouse is taken out from the object. So this is an example for mouse over and mouse move. So this is an example for mouse move and mouse over. Let us see the next event, on focus on blur. So this type of events will occur in the forms whenever the user is entering the forms. So whenever the user has entering the forms, if suppose user forgot to enter something in a field, for example, if the user is registering his details in a registration form, if he forgets a name to enter there, then that field is again focused to the user to say the message, please enter your name. So we will generally see this in when we are creating email ID creation or any registration, online registration. So this type of events will be handled using on focus. It brings the cursor back to the text and says please enter the message and then move forward. Basic example for on focus. So it fires when the element receives the focus. On focus event handler execute the JavaScript code when the input focus enter the text field either by tabbing in or by clicking that field. So when the user has been clicking that text field, the text field should be activated to make the user to enter the values. So see this example, form name. So generally all the controls or text fields will be created under the form tag as usual of HTML. So form name, so for example it is an user registration form, form name equal to my form. This is user defined value, which is user defined my form is an value. My form is a form name, it's a value for the form, and input type equal to text. So I am creating a text field, name data, and whose value size should be 10, that is username should be 10, and on focus is equal to alert enter the values. So whenever the user is not entering the values, please enter the values. So it should display the alert message or alert dialog box. So let us see the example for understanding purpose. So here only one text field is being here. So if I am not enter the values, it is alerting the user to enter the values. So I am not enter the values. So the next event should be occur is please enter the values. It is alerting the user to enter the values. So then the focus come back straight away to the text field, that is cursor is coming back again. So this focus events is used to get the focus back to the text field to make the user to enter the values. For example, I am typing some values, so then the focus is there. So then the form is submitted if you have given the link. So when the user has not entered some details, it has to enter. Since here I am not sending any data to the server, it is not displaying anything. So next type of event is on blur event. So on blur event occurs when control gain the focus. So they have to enter the values. So on blur event occurs when an object loses its focus. It is also often used in form validation like on blur, on focus. So here also we can embed the element on blur is equal to what is the event to be handled for text field or whatever it is. Any control is called as element here, and on blur event it can be over text area or any other controls like text fields to get the focus. When the object loses the focus, on blur event will be called. Next type of special event is on error event. So user has a user or script goes wrong when it is being executed. Since DHTML is creating dynamic web pages, we can also produce the error which is happened in the program, or user can also determine the error, and they can also read the error. So what is the type of error event? How to determine the error at the runtime? So we can use on error event. So this is event which is used for event handling, and the on error event will produce which point, which location the error has happened, what type of error, and the error line number. All these three terms will be displayed whenever this on error event has been specified by the user. So let us see what is meant by on error. So the web is a dynamic medium. Some script refers to the object that present at specified location may be changed later. This makes the script to be invalid. So when the script is being invalid, or to prevent the script to be invalidated, we are going to execute on error event to indicate the user you have done this mistake, or to catch the error at the runtime. So on error event is used to detect the error when the script goes wrong. So how to specify the on error event? So using window object windows dot on error. So this is an event to be occurred, and what type of error should be handled. So this is called as on error event. Let us see an example for this. So I have created the button, but it is indicating the error object expected on line number 6. So something has been misplaced. Some inbuilt object has been misplaced inside the code at the line number 6. So let us see the source code for this program. So some error has occurred here. So the user has misspelled the word alert object. So ALERT is an alert. So ALRRT has been typed. The alert function has been typed wrongly by the user. So this type of error can also be indicated by this on error event. So on error event can be handled by using windows.status. So status is the keyword which is used to specify something to be displayed at the end of the Internet Explorer, that is IE status bar. So not at the body part of the web page which we are creating, the status bar of the web page which we are creating. So the error is equal to error type. So object expected on the line number 6. So it is a line number 6 where the error has occurred. So actually this program should call the function, do this, and it should print hi, but some error has been specified here, ALRRT, that is alert object has been misspelled by the user. What is the action to be taken? So this handle error should run the script code function handle error and return what type of error and the line number. So this on error event will call the handle error function to handle the particular type of error occurred and what type of error and which place. So here the alert object has been misplaced. So this is an example for on error event. See here, error object expected, that is alert object should be correctly spelled by the user, corrected by the user on line number 6. So this is the basic example for on error event. So on error event is used to handle the errors whenever the script has been written wrongly, or when the script takes different actions with error. So for example here we can specify this error using windows on error using handle error. So handle error which prints the line number and where it is being occurred. So next type of event is on submit event. So this type of events will occur whenever the user has submitted the details to the server. So when the user, for example, if the user registration form has been submitted, then the user has to handle this information, take over this information to the server. So when the client clicks the submit button, the data should be submitted to the server. So that type of event is called as on submit, when the data entered by the user should be presented to the server. So this on submit event handler calls a JavaScript code when the form is being submitted. So the form, this is the event which is related to forms. So how to do this? For example, consider here on submit which to display the message thank you whenever the user has entered some value, and my form is a form name, dot text1 is the name of the text field where the values have been entered by the user, and value specify the value entered by the user. For example, the value can be a username, the value can be a phone number, or so whatever the value submitted by the user, it should be sent back to the server to process it. The server should process the data. So that type of event is called as on submit event. That is, on submit event is used whenever the user has filled the entire form and submit the data to the server. So let us execute the example for this. So it's a simple HTML form which has a text. Type your name and it's a text to display. Here the focus is there in the text field, one text field and one submit button. So we have to enter the text field with the value. So I am entering some values here. So I am entering John as a string. So thank you John. So the alert box has been appeared whenever the user has typed something. So this indicates a value has been submitted to the server. Here no server connection, but inbuiltly we are telling to display the message like this. So this type of events will occur when the user has submitted some values to the form which is created in the HTML or in script. So let us see the source code for this program. So I am creating the event form, creating the on submit event with the help of form. So form name, my form is a form name, and submit is equal to alert thank you my form dot text1 dot value. So my form is a form name and which contains a text field text1 whose value should be entered, and that value should be concatenated with the message thank you. So I am entering John. So John is being embedded with thank you John. So this is what the on submit event occurs. In the form has some controls. Through the controls, user will enter the data. When the data has been finished, submit event will occur. So this is an example for on submit event. So next type of form events is on reset. So some users want to reset the data entered by them. They don't want that data to be submitted to the server. So that time the user can use on reset event. So on reset event handler executes a JavaScript code when the user resets a form by clicking on a reset button. So whenever the user is clicking reset button, reset event on reset event to be called, and the data entered in the field values will be cleared. So submit is used for submit the data to the server and action to be taken, and reset will reset all the values entered by the user. So let us see an example for this. The same way as on submit, on reset is equal to alert. Alert box dialog box will appear. So this will reset the form's values entered. So this is a message I have given to understanding purpose. We can give any message to enter the values again. So we can give whatever the message we want. So here I am giving this value will, whenever the reset button is clicked, the values entered by the user will be cleared from that form, particular form. So let us see an example for reset. So example for reset. So this is an HTML form which has one text field and one button which is reset button. Whenever the reset button is clicked, the reset event should be occurred, that is on reset. So this is a simple text field, simple form which contain only one text field. We have several controls like checkbox, whatever controls it is, whether it can be option button. So many type of controls user has clicked or entered, all the values have been reset and no values will be present after reset event will be occurred. So this form contain only one text field. So for example, if I am entering value and I am clicking the reset button, so the reset button will reset event will occur, and the reset button will call the reset event to clear the values. So this is a simple example for reset event. If we have more number of controls and we have entered more number of details and we call the reset button, all the details which we have given before will be deleted by calling the reset event, on reset event. So these two events are used whenever the user has dealing with the forms. Next type of concept JavaScript is form validation. Whenever the user enters the data, whether it is correct or user entered all the values in the specified text field. So these are done by using form validation. So there are two types of validations. So we will see all this type of validations in next session, and we will summarize the session whatever we have seen. So we have seen about event handling, what are the types of JavaScript events and how to handle the events, how to create the events using JavaScript code. Let us have some questions for understanding purpose. What is mean by event handling? What are all the different types of event handling objects available in JavaScript? When will the event occurs? And what are the types of form events we have seen? So let us conclude the session on event handler in DHTML using JavaScript. Thank you.